You're listening to Parenting Our Future. I'm parenting expert Robbin McManne, author of The Yelling Cure and founder of Parenting for Connection. My podcast is all about providing you with the tools and solutions you need in all different areas of your parenting so you can create strong connections with your kids, get all the cooperation you want, and live a life that is full of joy and connection. And by the way, the tools and solutions that you're looking for in your parenting don't just live in each episode of my show, they're also in my free membership site, The Parent Toolbox, where you can access tools created by myself and my brilliant guests that cover everything from helping your kids to sleep, managing meltdowns, reducing overwhelm, to getting your kids to listen the first time, and so much more. Join the Parent Toolbox so you can download and use the tools that are ready on the site, and each week, a brand new tool is added. And of course, the best part is it's absolutely free to join and to stay in. You can go to www.parent-toolbox.com today. Now let's dive into this next episode of Parenting Our Future. Hello, everybody. It's Robbin here. Welcome back to another episode of Parenting Our Future. I want you to just settle in and relax because we talk about all sorts of deep topics, but today we are not. We are going to have some fun. And I have the best guests, you guys, and you already know them. I have Meredith Masony here and Dena Blizzard, and they are two parts of a trio, a comedy trio called My Name Is Not Mom. So Tiffany Jenkins is the third part, and we are here to talk about their show. It's so awesome. So before I let them talk, I am going to tell you about these beautiful ladies that I have in front of me, these beautiful moms. So we've got Meredith Masony. She is a wife to one and mother to three and is the emotional support person for 2 dogs. Love it so much. Meredith has over 4 million followers across social media platforms as a result of her unfiltered and somewhat chaotic parenting journey. Life isn't supposed to be easy, but at least we can find funny. Meredith, Dena, and Tiffany have found friendship due to their similar take on life, comedy, and doing their best to stay out of jail because of kids and, well, because of husbands as well. You can find her on Instagram at That's Inappropriate. And then Dena is here. Dena Blizzard is a comedian, mother of 3, and creator of One Funny Mother, an off-Broadway show and media company dedicated to celebrating wine, women, and laughing till your face hurts. She also is a viral video star, widely known for her back-to-school rant and Chardonnay Go, which is now a board game for wine lovers, moms, and other shameless people. Dena enjoys making videos about the plight of women and drinking wine on the internet, and her daily Facebook live show, which takes commitment, I'll say, One Funny Morning, has over 25,000 daily viewers, and she enjoys eating gluten-free lasagna. I love it. Welcome to both of you. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So Meredith is going to budget her words very carefully as she has had some dental surgery. And when you watch us on YouTube, Parenting for Connection is my YouTube channel. So you'll maybe see how she's got a swollen face from some dental surgery. So I don't know. Yeah, I was suggesting maybe we make
I think it looks good. I don't.
Yeah, I think you need to embrace
a
it.
lot of people use collagen to puff up. Meredith just goes in for just major dental and it's a little uneven, but I don't think anyone will notice, Meredith.
Nobody would notice unless you pointed it out, Dena.
And I think it's really interesting that it's there.
Rude.
Like if you were going to put collagen somewhere, maybe not, that's just a really interesting place.
It's a choice. Well, it was a choice.
It's a choice. Right. There's no judgment here. That's great.
Anything for fashion.
So let's talk about you guys first, and then we're going to talk about your show because it's coming to Vancouver, which is where I live. So I'm really excited that you guys are coming here, but I want to know a little bit about you guys and your family. And so let's start with you, Dena. Tell me about how many kids you have, what their ages are, and like just sort of what is your family like? What is it?
Well, I loved when you did Mare's intro. You're like a wife to 1 and mother to 3. And I was like, I'd like to be wife to 3 and mother to 1. If I could switch up those numbers, that would be awesome. Maybe I would get some help. I don't know. But I have 3 kids as well. My kids are 22, 20, and 18 now. So 2 in college, 1 in high school. And so I kind of make up the older part of this journey through motherhood. That is, My Name Is Not Mom. And so like you said, I've been a comic for probably this is my 20th year anniversary. And, Mare will tell you when she had come up with this idea during the pandemic, all of us were kind of doing our best to survive the pandemic. And Mare was friends with Tiffany as well as friends with me. I didn't know Tiffany. But, she said, I realized we all have kids at different ages. And it was just kind of like this whole journey through all of the things that we were going through, all equally crazy. So I represent the older moms. What? And we love it. We're having a great time because we've done our duty and now it's just wine and figuring out what's next. So that's kind of what my voice is on the show, and kind of what we do. We started in comedy and now we make products like the wine board game. We make t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. So everything ridiculous, Robbin.
I love it. I love it so much. I mean, look, I think parenting is the most important job we do, but I don't see why we can't have fun doing it. Well, we can't laugh at ourselves. And what I love about what you are all doing is you're helping moms feel like they're not the only one who is falling short or failing or struggling, because we all are. And really, that's what I'm here to do too, is to help moms feel like it's, it's not their fault. So I love that. And I when you say older moms, my kids are 14 and 17, almost 17. So I don't know, I guess.
You're getting up there. It's very exciting. You're gonna cry a little. There'll be a crying phase where they leave, and then you'll be happy, and then they'll try to come back, and then you'll cry again. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, parenting will break your heart if nothing else. I mean, let's be honest, right? So how about you, Meredith? You are a wife to one and mom to three. So what are your kids like? How old are they?
So my oldest is 16, getting his license next month.
Awesome.
My middle is my daughter, she's 13, and my youngest son is 11. And so I'm definitely in that crazy middle school, high school, we're packing up the car tomorrow morning to go to the state pole vaulting, the state track meet. And my son's a pole vaulter. My daughter loves to do horseback. My youngest son does every sport under the sun. It's just, it's constant. It's just, there's never a moment where there isn't an activity, a chorus concert, whatever it is. And so it's a lot of just on the go. And it's something that I feel like we all can relate to, because that space in the middle, I remember when the kids were little and thinking, there's no way I could be more tired than I am right now. And then I got to the middle and then I was like, I think I've died. I must be dead, because this must be what dead people feel like, because you're just so tired.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you get this idea of like, hey, we should do a national tour where we should travel the country and Canada and bring our show. And so it's exhausting, but it's so much fun. And we get to see so many people. And there is just something magical about making that connection when you're in the room and you see those moms laughing and they're like, I'm you, you're me. And it's like, yes, we are.
Yeah, that's really special. And that's great. And thank you for coming to Canada. You've got, I think, 3 shows in Canada, and you're going to be in Vancouver on May 27th, which is so exciting. So we are, this recording is going out on Tuesday. So that's the 17th, I think it is. Oh my gosh, I gotta get my right calendar up. But I want everybody to go and see you. It's the 17th. We're going to have this, we'll release this so we can have all of the Canadian moms who are feeling exactly the same way there with you. So I know you're going to love us. We are the best. I don't want to brag.
I have a very good friend. I have a very good friend from Salt Springs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's coming to the show. So we're trying to figure out how we can finagle like a couple of hours together, because we don't see each other often, because she literally lives on a tiny little island off of Vancouver. So it's exciting. I'm excited that we're going to go that way, because she didn't think we would bring it over there. She was going to try to make it to Toronto. And I was like, no, we're coming to Vancouver.
Oh yeah, you gotta come to Vancouver. Oh, it'll be the best stop that you have. It'll be so great. So yeah, I'm so happy you're gonna be here. That's so great. So so we just had Mother's Day. I want to know what your Mother's Days are like. What do you guys do on Mother's Day? So Dena, go for it.
Robbin, you seem so excited to ask this question. I don't want to ruin this for you. I was doing a show in Massachusetts the night before. And so the only way I could get home was either if I left at 6 a.m. or I'd get home. It was either like arrive in Philly at 7 or arrive in Philly at 8 o'clock at night. So I'd miss the whole day. So I was like, I obviously have to be there because I'm sure my kids have planned this amazing day of events that
No
I
doubt.
wouldn't want to miss. But I also took NyQuil the night before and then got 4 hours sleep and I was like a zombie. So by the time I got home, it was like 7:30 in the morning. And my daughter was like, "How was your trip?" I was like, "You need to stop talking to me right now." I was like a crazy person and I laid down. I think I yelled at everybody. But we had a nice meal, all I wanted was for them to clean the bathroom. I was like, I really don't even care if you're at the house. I just want someone to clean the bathroom. It's very low bar. At this point, I'm like, I have older kids. I'm like, if you are still alive and you check in with me once in a while, I'll be very happy to hear it. Mommy's tired and I'd like to lay down. So it was nothing fantastical. I'm sure Meredith had cards and stuff and loveliness. Mine was sleeping.
Nobody got me a card,
No.
but instead I bought myself a bottle of champagne.
Okay.
And I didn't share it.
Nice.
And then I opened a second bottle. And then I got really drunk and went live on the internet and made fun of my husband. And then after I woke up, still the same day with a hangover, I deleted that live because it was extremely embarrassing. But let me preface that with, I had the worst week prior to Mother's Day dealing with my in-laws, which I don't think they're going to watch your show. So we're okay. But it was the best Mother's Day until it was the worst Mother's Day.
Oh my.
And
did you fall in your closet or something? Because people were like, "Did you watch Meredith? She just fell in her closet." Was there something?
I didn't fall. I crawled.
Okay. All right.
So let's just say that I had a really rough week. And I was like, you know what? Nobody got me a gift. Fine. I'm going to go buy myself some champagne. I won't do that again.
Okay.
Because that was a poor choice because I had to get up and fly for work on Monday. So far, this was not a great question, Robbin.
Yeah,
it's bringing up a lot of hurtful feelings and a lot of PTSD.
A lot of lessons.
Lessons. If Tiff was here, she'd be like, "I got a macaroni necklace." Like that's the best time for that answer. And she's not here. So let's just pretend that she said macaroni necklace and that ungrateful children don't exist in the teen years.
I know, but I mean, like, that's also real, right? Like it wouldn't do anybody any service to say that, like, I did get a card and everybody made me something and blah, blah, blah. Because that doesn't necessarily happen. I could pretend
lies.
I could pretend that happened with me too. And like, my kids barely were like, meh. To me, I spent the day away. I spent the day at the hospital with my sister who's in the hospital and brought my mom because I know that's where my mom would want to be. And my sister doesn't have kids. She's not even a mom, but we spent the whole day with her, which I mean, is nice, very nice. And, got to spend some time with my mom, but it was really more about my mom going there to see her. And anyway, so and we got home and I was exhausted. I was just like, if I could go to sleep, that would be a great Mother's Day gift. So.
And I got to tell you, I think Mother's Day should be mandated. You're not supposed to spend it with your family. So like we're on a trip right now. We're on this bourbon and big house. It's a prison tour of Shawshank and a lot of bourbon. But I'm with my girlfriends and we had a sleepover last night. It was the best day ever. We were cracking up laughing, a lot of dirty talk. It was awesome. And I was like, this is what Mother's Day should be, where you just get together and you just laugh and you don't have to see your family. And then people be like, I can't wait for Mother's Day. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, it would be fun to spend it with you. That's for sure. I'm sure the laughing doesn't stop. I love it so much. Okay. So let's talk about the show. My Name Is Not Mom. So what is the show about? Where did you get the name from? I want all of the details, please.
So the idea of it came to me during the pandemic because I found myself talking both to Dena and Tiffany separately about the challenges of, living through a global pandemic, because nobody had done that before. And you're doing that in a very close proximity with your family. And there was no work to go to. So it was very difficult to escape because you couldn't. And when I was going through that, I realized that, like Dena said, we all had kids at a different age, and we were all separately in our own spaces and corners of the internet. We were all, making sketch comedy videos, going live every day, talking about the funny. And I said, you need to meet Tiffany. Tiffany needs to meet you. We should talk about this. Like, what do you think? And I mean, we built this entire thing over Zoom.
Awesome.
Like the whole kit and caboodle. And we were on the phone brainstorming about the name, and we were all going back and forth. And Dena was like, do you like My Name Is Not Mom? And I fell out of my chair because I was getting ready to submit a manuscript for my next book. And the title was My Name Is Not Mom.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, well, that's yes. So I was like, I got to get a new name for my next book, but this is definitely was the name for this show. And so it worked out really, really well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what do you talk about in the show? What's the show like? What's it about?
Well, because all of us are kind of individual brands and all kind of each and wrapped up in where our kids are, we start the show together, but then there are times where each of us come out and do about 20 minutes worth of our own stand-up. So you'll hear from Tiffany, then you'll hear from Meredith, then you'll hear from myself. So there's stand-up in it, storytelling. There's a part in the show where we ask people to send their worst parenting pics in, and we put them up on the screen, and we judge the people in the audience and see who's the trashiest mom there. And then we do some improv at the end and talk to the people in the audience. So it's a little bit of everything. It was important for us to be able to kind of go out and be able to kind of talk to where we were in these stages a little bit more in depth. So that was a great part. So you really do get, a little bit of Tiffany, a little bit of Meredith, and a little bit of myself. So the nice thing is that, a lot of people that come might be like a huge Tiffany fan and not have any idea who I am or Meredith is, or vice versa. So, you get who you like, and then you're like, who's this other person? And you get to hear about that. So it's nice. I think it doesn't matter kind of where you are in any of those stages. There's something you can relate to. And, we have a lot of moms that come with their daughters, and their daughters are having kids, and they'll say this was 20 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I think all of those, when you hear Meredith's stories and Tiffany's stories, you're like, I remember it. It was a crazy time. So yeah, I think it relates to a lot of people. We get a lot of husbands that come very reluctantly, but they get to listen in on all the secrets and the way that we really think. So it's been great. It's been a really nice time. Just like Meredith said, just to meet people for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, just to get out of the house after 2 years of being inside and scared and worried and all of that stuff. So, okay. But Meredith, you said with your 3 that you're always on the go. You're never stopping. Then you add in medical stuff. You both had kidney stones. I can't even imagine. How do you have the time to fit all of this in? Because your dates you've got 4 in May as it is. How are you doing it all? Do you have a good support system? How are you doing it?
You can't do it all. I mean, I just sat when I was in the airport, because I actually got to check a bucket list item off this week. I went and I did some promotions for the New Kids on the Block tour.
Yes.
And it was the coolest thing ever because I was such a big fan as a kid. Yeah. And I got to meet them and Salt and Peppa and Rick Astley and Vogue. And it was so cool. It was totally worth the hangover flight that I took. But while I was sitting there getting ready to come home, I was checking my email and I was getting the itinerary for our flights out for the next one. And then I got an email from the school that said 5th grade graduation is May 31st. And we're in Toronto. And I've already missed the middle school dance. I've missed a high school dance. I'm going to miss graduation. I've missed track meets. I've missed football games. You can't do it all. You're going to make a choice. And so when you see this stuff online where people are like, balance is best and this and that, and it's like, no, you're going to have to miss things. So I always tell the kids, like, I love what I get to do. Of course, I love you the most. Sometimes I'm going to have to be away. I want to be with you, but I can't. I hope you understand that. And I hope that it teaches you that when you grow up, you don't stop chasing your dreams. Doesn't mean you don't love somebody because you have to go take a trip or you have to do something. But it is hard. I mean, I sat there in the airport already crying about May 31st. And then I sat trying to figure out, well, if I fly home from Calgary, can I fly back to Toronto with enough time to make it to the show? And I was like, no, I can't. Like, I can't. It's not even physically possible unless time travel exists. So you have to learn to let some of it go, but it isn't easy. And I don't believe in balance. I just believe in you make choices, and that's it. That's what motherhood is. It's a lot of battles and choices.
Well, and what I like about what you said is that you talk to your kids about it though, and I think that's the message that's important, that because if you don't talk to them about it, then they may not understand. Right. And they may make assumptions, and you want to let them know, look, I want to be there. This is just what's going on. And it's okay that you have your own stuff too, right? That's also okay to show them that. So I really like that. And yeah, it would be impossible to get, from one place to another. And that would be really tough and stressful and hard on you and all of that stuff. Right. And, about not doing it all, I think we need to define what that means for us individually, not about what somebody else's all is or whatever. Right. So I think having it all can be that, yeah, I get to have this amazing career and do this show and have a family. And sometimes they're in conflict, and that's okay too. Right. It's like letting go of this idea of being perfect, which none of us are.
No, it's funny too. So this weekend I'm missing prom, and my daughter, I make all of my kids go to a comedy class their senior year, and she had her graduation last night. And she was so funny. She was like, so you're gonna miss it? And I was like, well, to be clear, I missed your brothers as well. So I can't be like a bad mom to him and then a good mom to you. So I'm a bad mom for everybody. So I'm gonna just miss everybody's, but it's recorded and I'll post it later. It's awesome. But like, we're away and we're doing this ridiculous tour. But my kids are, like I said, 22, 20, and 18 now. And this is the first time that I've been away, and there's stuff going on and I'm missing it. And they're doing a great job supporting each other. And the sister, my niece is there, my daughter's there for my other daughter. And she was filling me in on everything. And then she was like, how's your trip going? Tell me about it. And it was the first time that my kids have ever really just reached out to ask me how my things are. And it's taken 20 years, and because I think, we do a great job of making our kids the center of the universe. And there's a moment though, where you have to say, you're the center of my universe, but you're not the center of the universe. And I'm a person, like, my name is not mom. Like, I do things. And I think that was kind of a nice moment just today that happened, where they were like, you know what, we're sorry you couldn't be here, but are you having a good time on your trip? Like, is it everything that you wanted? And so, I think it's nice. I think it's nice to hear Mare's perspective and Tiffany's perspective, which is always that guilt and why am I not hitting it and trying to have, be okay with it. But I think there's something really important about your kids stepping up for siblings, and maybe that takes 20 years to get to. I don't know, but just asking the question, she made me feel like a person and not just her mom who ordered the flowers and the balloons and the thing and the thing and the thing. So it's nice. It was a nice day. That's
really nice. I love that. That's really nice. And I mean, there's the Mother's Day gift, right? Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. And by the way, Meredith, you've got your dogs in the background. We just heard one of them. Is one of them wearing pants?
So
It's a diaper.
She's very old.
Oh.
And she,
I'm sorry I asked the question, but I mean, we can all see it.
so
I just
here's the thing. I didn't want them in here. One of the kids literally threw them in here, like when you were starting to record. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. But she has every disease that you could have as you age. And I was like, well, I pee when I sneeze. So I should for this dog. Like, I'm not gonna, because they're like, well, she's 13, you could start consider. I was like, I'm not putting my dog down because she pees. Like, she's just old. Like, she'll be fine. We've got washable diapers. It's safe for the earth. Like, I'm not, it's fine. It's another thing for me though, to collect dog diapers now and separately wash those. So that's fun. But, she's my ride or die. She's blind. We have no, she's fine.
Oh, that is so sweet. Oh my gosh. What is sweet. And that's so true, right? That's so true. You don't want to just put her down just because.
No, I mean, she's old, but she's got months left. We're just going to assume there are months left.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I want to close out by asking you each about your funniest mom moment or mom fail. So Meredith, since we just finished talking to you, do you have a moment or a fail that you want to share?
I don't know that I'd call it, well, I guess, I don't know. My kids are close in age, right? So it's 16, 13, 11. When Matthias was probably 5 and Sophia was 2, we were out in the front yard and my son was peeing on a tree. And I didn't really think anything about it because when we're outside, he's a boy, he pees on trees. And all of a sudden my daughter says, I go outside too. And I said, okay. So I thought she was going to squat down and pee. No, she pooped in the front yard while people were walking by. And I just was like, we're equal opportunity around here. Like, if one pees outside, the other one can poop. I don't know, but that stuff always happens around our house. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody's pooping in the yard right now, but
good.
Let's
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's stuff like that. Like, and maybe that's not what somebody wants to post on Instagram, but that's what I want to post on Instagram.
And that's why we love you. That's why we love you. I love it. How about you, Dena?
I think mine was I think my son was 2 or 3 and he was my only one at the time. And he started having like a breakdown at the mall in front of like a Macy's or something. And I had no idea what full breakdown. And I tried to do like bribery. Then I tried to yell and nothing was working. And I was fairly new. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I just decided to go hide from him behind the dishes in the dishes department. And I just remember like sitting behind some dishes and like thinking to myself, like, I know they can see me on the cameras. Like someone is watching me hide from this child. And because at the time I was considering doing stand-up. And I remember being so nervous about doing stand-up. I'm like, what if I'm not funny? And I remember sitting behind the dishes thinking, this is the most embarrassed I've ever been in my entire life. Stand-up can't be this bad. So that's a note. And then because I was there for so long, he stopped, of course, but now people are just walking by and now he just looks lost. So all these people are looking around and like, I can't pop up from behind the dishes because I look real trashy. So I crawled through to the linen department and then came around the corner. I was like, there you are. I was looking. I wasn't looking and I was so embarrassed. And so I lie a lot. I hide from children. But I think that moment was a moment for me because I was like totally trash and I should try doing stand-up and the funny thing is I started doing stand-up and you go to open mics and they're tough. They're awful nights. And I remember these guys just being like, this is the hardest thing in the world. I was like, I just spent all day with 3 kids under 5. That's hard. You hate me. I don't care. I'll just go home. Like I think motherhood gives you a lot of perspective. And I think
100%.
it gives you a lot of cred for yourself. Like if there's something that you want to accomplish in your life and you're like, I don't know if I can do it, turn around and look at the humans that you're teaching not to poop in the front yard and keeping them alive for 8 hours a day and be like, I can do anything. So
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great story. And by the way, I think so many of us want to hide when our kids are having that meltdown. Like, I don't know what to do. And there's nothing worse than having like everybody's eyes on you when your kid is melting down. I mean, that is so
just
hard.
run away. That's what I say. Run away.
You know, I do have strategies on those things, but it's too late, you know, for your kids. But, you know, I'm just saying for those listening, I have strategies that I definitely love to share willingly when our kids have meltdowns and all of that stuff. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making me smile and laugh. And I know everybody listening is doing the same thing. And for those of you listening, you are going to be on May 19th in Peoria, Illinois. Then on the 20th, Detroit. Then on the 27th, you'll be in Vancouver. You'll be in Calgary on the 28th, and May 31st, you're going to be in Toronto. Then you've got dates in June, but July and August, you're taking off, and you'll be back on the road in September. So
thank you for telling me all of that, because I don't remember any of it. Meredith was like this, and that Meredith would know all of it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I mean, we all need help, so I'm happy to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're really welcome. And you can go to mynameisnotmom.com to get all of the details, including some pretty cool swag that you've got, some great shirts and stuff like that. And I'm super happy to talk to you. And I know you're going to love Vancouver the best, obviously. And Meredith, I hope you and your friend from Salt Spring connect, because that'll be
she's coming to the show. So we're just trying to figure out dinner or whatever we could do, because she has to take a plane, right?
No, she takes a ferry.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was some sort of travel was involved to get from the island over.
Salt Spring is one of those places where it's like close enough to make the effort, but far enough to make excuses. Like that's what Salt Spring is, right? It's just hard enough to get to that it's like, I probably won't go, but you can go. It's not that hard, and it's really beautiful. So great place to go.
I've seen
a little vacation.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, super great. All right, ladies, thanks so much for being here. And of course, you can find Meredith at That's Inappropriate and Dena at One Funny Mother. So thanks so much for being here, and good luck with the tour.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of my podcast, Parenting Our Future. I'm parent coach Robbin McManne, and if you're enjoying this podcast, please share it with someone who you think might also need to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe, and if you like my work, I'd be grateful if you gave me a 5-star rating. For those of you who like my content and want more, visit me at yellingcurebook.com to get your copy of my book and to find other resources to help you. Until next time, I am wishing you and your family peace and connection.